How are y'all? Good morning, guys, and welcome to another episode of Fishing with Big D. So, I'm on family vacation right now. I'm out in the Blue Ridge Mountains over in Boston, North Carolina, and it's been a pretty cool trip so far. Staying on a campground, and they have this beautiful, beautiful small lake, large pond, whatever you want to call it. And I noticed there's some bass in it, so me being me, I packed some fishing gear with me. Not a whole lot. I've got my collapsible fishing pole, just a little spinning rod I got from Bass Stash. I'm gonna take that and we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot. Alright guys, we're here at our first stop. This is kind of like a little point that comes off this bank side here. Thought it looked good. It had an opening between these trees, so we don't have a bunch of hang-ups like you can see here in this tree. Now let me show you what I pack super light when I go fishing little places like this. I've got just a little backpack, a pair of snips, and just a little single box full of some assorted hooks and sinkers. I don't like to carry a whole lot with me. Let me show you what I'm going to be using. I got my Yumdinger worms. I love those. I got them in green pumpkin. I got some Strike King as well. And I've also got my Geary Yamamotos. That's what I'm going to be fishing today. Something super quick, super simple, and lightweight. As you can see, there's not a lot of activity. I see a couple of carp stirring up out there, it looks like. Got the geese over here on one side. So, we might do okay. There we go. Alright guys. Got our rod straightened out here. Make sure we got all of our eyelets straight. Let me straighten this one a little bit. Alright, we look good. Show you what I'm throwing. I've got a extra wide gap hook. I believe that's a 4 or 6. For these Senkos, they're about 6 inches long. And I'm just going to Texas rig this. I don't have a weight. This presentation has a little weight within itself. If I do need a weight to make extra long casts, I'll pull out a bullet weight. But we're going to shoot with this right now so we can get started. Alright guys, let's get out there and give it a shot, see what we can do. Now I'm not fishing very far off the banks. I'll make long casts and I'll make my way back to me. Real slow, I'm just going to hop that thing. Water's really calm. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a lot of hydrilla on the bottom there. It's going to really make this worm stand out good. I'm just pitching around these bushes. And up under these trees. Give that lure just a little time to sink. There we go. Right off the bat, guys. Look at that. Look at that rod. Oh yeah, we got a nice largie. That's what we're looking for. Oh, he's a good fighter too. Let's check that out. Nice. 2.5. Heck yeah. Right in the side of that jaw. That's what we want. There we go. Check that out, guys. Nice largie. Kiss him for good luck. Let's let him go. Heck yeah. All right, we're on the board. He grabbed that worm and he took off with it, boys. It's always funny to me because I'll go through campgrounds like this and I'll see a ton of people fishing in the hottest part of the day, just beating a sweat up. Little kids out there sunburned and all their Snoopy poles, and you talk to them and they're like, there ain't no fish out in this lake. Fished all day and not caught the first fish. And then you pull your phone out and you show them 4 or 5 nice largemouth that you just pulled out this morning, and they get so discouraged. But fishing in the summer like this, it's a heat game. You got to beat the heat, figuring them out pretty quick. Usually you can't go wrong with a yumdinger worm. So now that sun's starting to come up over the ridge, you can kind of see that lake a little bit better. But me, I would be fishing any of the structure, such as all that lay down tree over there. There's another bunch of lay down tree on the other side. Hey, there we go. Had a little tug. Oh man, missed it. But I'd be fishing any kind of lay down structure that I could find. Them brush piles over there look really good. I'm not sure if we could get to those. I don't see a trail on that side of the bank. There's a bunch of little light up buoys out there. I'm not sure if they go deep down in the water or not. Pitch up under the dock houses and stuff. Hey, there we go. Dang, we missed him twice. And we got stuck in a tree. Alright, let's fix our rod up. Let's get right back out there. That was definitely a goodbye. Like a little largemouth, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna step over here so I can get a better hook set. Went right in that tree above me, wasn't paying attention. He picked that thing up twice and we spooked him, I'm sure. He might be reluctant to strike again.
Someone's on the board.
Another nice one, guys. About 2 pounds. Huh? Senko's. Not bad, guys. Let's let him go.
Wacky rigging it?
Texas rig.
Texas rig, nice. Okay. Weighted or non?
No weight. There's a bunch of hydrilla out there.
Yeah. That's what I found yesterday. I was thinking about switching to the same, but
I don't know if you guys heard them, but they said they've been fishing for 3 days and ain't caught nothing. Usually these very heavily pressured lakes, small ponds like this, they very hard to fish because 2 things. You've got a ton of activity, all kinds of kids swimming, paddle boating. You've got full-blown water park out there on the water with those whibbits and all kinds of fish feeders around this thing. Usually that means very, very, very tough fishing. So 3 things that I like to do when the fishing's really tough especially in the middle of summer. It's July. Every day has been over 90 degrees. So number one tip would be fish early. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning and started heading down the mountain to fish. As you can see, the sun's barely coming up over the mountain. Catch them while they're cool. They're more active. Tip number two, use something very familiar, such as a crawl, or I like to use Senkos. Senkos are my go-to. That's what I'll be using today. Either you fish it early morning or you fish it last hour or two of daylight. It starts getting a little bit quiet on the water. Them fish are calmed down. And I also recommend fishing right up on the banks. I mean, really not that far off the banks, because usually those fish are in the deeper waters when it's sun up, really hot. And then they like to start coming to the banks when things quiet down in search of food. So good hit, guys. That was a good hit. Decent. About a pound and a half. Not bad. Just let him go. On the Yamamoto. Guys, all I'm doing, I'm Texas rigging this. I just got this little Bass Ash travel rod, 6 pound test on. I don't like to go much higher than 8. I've just always liked the lighter lines. They do just as well. All I was doing, I was casting out. These fish haven't been very far from the banks. Just got a slow retrieval. Now that Senko that I put on was a Yamamoto, and it actually has a sinking action to it. All I'm doing is I'm just kind of hopping it back to me, letting it sink back to the bottom. But I'm watching my line very closely. The reason I knew I had that fish last time is I could see my line swimming parallel to the bank. bad. I love that grass over. Looks good to pitch a frog through. I think we had a snapping turtle. Yep. Alright guys, I believe this is where we're going to call it quits. Pretty decent morning for a couple hours. Sun's gotten high, too hot. So not a bad morning guys. Like I said, this little lake, big pond, whatever you want to call it, heavily pressured. Just a big campground. And about 9 a.m. Oh, looky there, he got him one. Heck yeah. Glad to see someone else catching them. I was excited. Can't blame him. Ain't nothing like the thrill of catching a good sized bass. So much fun.